So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how it is that I make my lace closure wigs. I'm just showing you guys the hair company that I'm working with today. I'm just going to pretty much breeze through this process of showing you guys what the bundles actually look like prior to me making the wig. I then am going to go ahead and go in and bleach the knots on this closure. This is an HD lace closure, by the way, so it is optional if you want to go in and bleach the knots or not, but I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way and do that now. After I bleach the knots, I'm going to pluck the hairline. If you guys would like to see a more in-depth video of how it is that I pluck my closures, I do have probably 2 videos now showing you guys how it is that I do that. So I will be sure to link those videos down below because those are definitely an important step in customizing your very own closure wig. So I'm just showing you guys after the hair has been freshly washed, this is what the loose wave pattern is ending up looking like. So starting off with the wig cap, these are the only caps that I use to make my wigs. These are the mesh dome caps. You can find these at your local beauty supply store. Occasionally when I want to order them in bulk, I do get them off Amazon as well. So I'm just showing you guys what the cap looks like. Be sure to put it on your canvas head the correct way. There is a way to tell which side is the front and which side is the back. So starting with the closure. So the closure is going to go directly in the center. And then what I like to do, and I do this for my frontal wigs as well, is I like to scoot the closure up about 1 inch off of the wig cap just because I want to make sure that it fits properly and that I don't have any issues with basically the fit of my wig once I go to put it on when I'm all finished. So I'm just going to be pinning the closure down. Now at this point you need to make sure that your closure is laying completely flat. If you notice that there is areas that are not flat, then just take your pins out and readjust and do it again. I'm going to get a little bit closer here so you guys can see exactly what I'm trying to explain. So you're not going to sew through the entire elastic band of the wig cap. You're only going to sew through the first layer, which is the mesh layer. So be careful not to drag your needle all the way through the elastic band because the elastic part of the wig is what helps it, you know, fit to your head. So if you sew through that the entire way of the wig, then your wig cap won't have any stretch to it. And then when you go to put it on, you will find that it will not fit at all. And then as you guys can see, once I get the needle through there, I'm just throwing the thread over the needle and that's going to automatically help it to create a little bit of a knot. I don't like double wrap it or do any fancy methods. I just simply stick the needle through the mesh and then throw the thread over the needle and pull it through, and it's going to make a very nice secure knot for you. So as you will notice, once we get to the corner of the closure, this little black area, this little line, there's 2 of them on the wig caps. That is also the stretchy part that you do not want to sew through. Now I get really pretty close to it, but I never sew on top of it because if you sew through that, okay, so now that the closure is successfully sewn on and everything is laying flat, we're going to go ahead and move on to the bundles. Now, I do double my tracks. I only single them out when I get to like the very last 2 tracks at the top. So I'm going to just take the needle, put it through the bundle, and then put it through the wig cap. Again, I'm not going through the entire wig cap. Same thing applied, just how we did the closure. I'm just going through the first layer of the mesh. Now, some people prefer not to sew on the band, and that's perfectly fine. You could go above the band and your wig will still turn out fine, but I like to have my longest bundle hang at the very edge of the wig cap, so that's why I choose to sew onto the band, but you don't have to. You can sew right above it. Now, I don't cut the tracks either, or I try not to until I get to the very top. So I'm going to be doing the fold over method. So I'm just going to fold the track over and continue to sew it. Now, when I get to the part only where I'm folding the track or flipping it over, I'm going to actually put the needle through the weft. When I'm sewing the wig onto the wig cap, I'm going underneath the wefts and sewing like that, but only once I get to the edges am I going to put the needle actually through the weft to sew it onto the cap. And that's just going to help me make sure that it is laying as flat as possible, since I will not be cutting my tracks. Now that I have gotten to the last weft, I'm not going to be doubling it at all. This is the part where I'm going to just use a single weft, and I'm not going to be connecting it to the closure either. I know some people prefer to connect the very last track to the closure to get it as close as possible, but I'm going to get it as close as possible without connecting it to the closure, because this is a closure wigs, and closures don't last forever for any reason. Once your closure needs to be replaced, I can still cut it off and sew on a new one without having to completely redo my wig. So that is why I do not attach the very last weft to the closure. So if you don't plan on switching out your closure, and once your wig gets old you're just going to toss it, then you don't have to worry about that. But because you can go in and replace the closure if you need to, that's why we're not going to connect it. The last step is just going to be to turn your wig inside out and cut off the excess cap. Be careful not to cut any of the thread, because that would just be a nightmare. You're going to be so upset that you did all that hard work for nothing. So this is the part where I'm just going to be styling the wig. I'm just going to let you guys watch this part, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. Okay, so that concludes this video. This is the finished product, you guys. Now this is from a black owned business, Luscious Loves. Now I did show you guys the packaging in the beginning, but I will go ahead and show it to you guys again. So this is what her packaging looks like. Really cute drawstring bag, which is what most hair companies seem to be leaning more towards nowadays. She does have her business card in here. It says, "Hey loves, thank you for shopping with Luscious Loves. Your order has been prepared with love and care. Don't forget to take pictures and tag us on our social media and to be featured on our page." So it leaves their Facebook, their Instagram, and then of course their website information. This is actually my first time working with a black owned hair company. I do hope that you guys appreciate this. Now this is not my usual in-depth review. The purpose of this video was to show you guys how it is that I make my closure wigs. I have 3 bundles and a closure. This is their loose wave texture. I have 3 24-inch bundles and then a 20-inch 5x5 lace closure. I want to say thank you to her again for sending me this beautiful hair. I'm going to continue to wear it, you guys. If you want to know an update, then please check back like in a month or so in the comment section. I will be sure to pin it so that it is the very first comment that you guys can see, so I can give you guys an update on this hair. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.